Hi, welcome to your pre-assessment for forestry machine operators base machine. My name's Sarah Chapman, I'm from MJ Woodland Services, and this is a series of videos to help you pass your MPTC forestry machine operators base machine assessment. To do that today I'm joined by Michael Crutchley here.
Hi.
From MJ Woodland Services. He's an accredited Lantra training provider and an accredited MPTC FMO assessor. Plus, he's active in the job as a forestry contractor for over 20 years, so he's very experienced and he'll be sharing his knowledge today with us. These videos wouldn't be possible without the support from an innovative training scheme called Forestry Focused Future. Plus, Callum Campbell of Forestry Services Limited from Mahuncleth has allowed us to use his Ponce today and his site. These videos are not a replacement for formal training. They're here to guide you and assist you to pass your assessment, but formal training should always be sought first.
Okay, previously in this series we've looked at wheel-based machines, both the rigid and the articulated. For this section we'll be looking at track-based machines and the principal differences between the two. No prizes for guessing the main principal difference. No air involved in this or rubber. We're just looking at the tracks. So first visual inspections you'll be looking for is the plates, whether they're actually attached, whether they're cracked or deformed in any way. But these are looking too bad. For added grip, these have got little grouser plates on them to give them more grip. Not full climbing tracks, but enough that on the road they'd rip the tarmac up and council come with a bill for you. Other principal thing, well, like with the tyres, you're looking for tyre pressure. With tracks, you're looking for the tension of the tracks. If it had been a machine with a bucket on the end rather than the harvester head that we've got here, what you can do is turn the turret round, push down on the bucket, lift the tracks off the ground, and then you'd measure the gap between the bottom of the track frame and the plates and go to the manufacturer's guidance and tell you what the recommended gap should be. And unfortunately in this situation we can't do it, so really it's just a visual inspection and we're just looking for the sag coming off the sprocket, slack. Obviously what you don't want is too much slack because then they can come off, they're going to wear. And on the other side you don't want them too tight because again you're going to get excess wear at either end and on the components of the track, but also it's going to make the machine work harder just trying to turn the tracks around. Other visual inspection you actually want to do is look at the state of your sprocket wheel and see whether the teeth have got any meat left on them. As they wear, they'll get a lot thinner and sharper, and at that point they'll then start spinning inside the tracks. What you also have to remember that the sprocket pushes you forward. It's also on a bank, it's what holds you back. No grip on your sprocket, no brakes, down you go in a great big bobsleigh. And then looking at the chains to see if there's massive amounts of wear in those, and the pins. Again, look at the pins, make sure they're all there, not any signs of distress. And again, they're all present, as it got a full set. And then we'd also then look looking at the other end, be looking at the idler to see again it's got plenty of meat left on it, that it actually is going to still guide the track, because again if the idler is in poor condition or the chain's in poor condition, that's when you start getting tracks coming off and you ended in a world of pain. Other things of note on this machine, they have actually put some skids on again to help guide the tracks, and when you're driving in the forestry it stops the stumps pulling the tracks off. The other difference between this and again the wheeled machines is how they actually behave when you are actually driving them off-road in the terrain. The official school of forties, going up slopes, you always want the sprocket at the back because that's then throwing the slack over the top, pulling the bottom taut. Many would argue that actually That's bad because when the idler hits a stump, it slackens the track. But the only other thing to bear in mind, with the sprocket at the back, your foot pedals are working the right way. So you haven't got to think which one you're pressing at a dodgy moment. And then again, if you are trying to travel, you want to get your weight as low as you possibly can, especially when you're coming downhill. You want to bring everything in so you don't want to nod, so you're not going to nod too much. Side slopes, again, we can have a 50-50 discussion. Do you want the boom top side? Well, yes, you're going to put the weight to the top side. However, some might say if you want a really steep side slope, you want the bucket on the bottom side so you can use it as a thing. But then we're now talking beyond what we're going to do on an assessment.
So hopefully this will help you pass your MPTC FMO base machine assessment. As I said, this is a guide to give you some tips. It's no replacement for getting some formal training, and most importantly, read your MPTC FMO qualification guidance, which should be given to you before your assessment by the company that's registered the assessments for you. We wish you the best of luck. Other guides to look at are the FISA guides again, which we've mentioned previously. So thanks, Mike, for your expert knowledge today.
It's been a pleasure.
If you have any questions, as I say, ask your training provider, or you can always contact us, and we're the MJ Woodland Services.